So how do you maintain it while you're growing it or after it's grown?
Or how do you maintain the spores? Is that the right word?
There are two different things. So one is how do you maintain the spores. The second is how do you maintain the koji while it's incubating or after it's incubated. All.
Yeah.
When you get the spores from wherever you're sourcing them from, you dilute them in a certain ratio with rice flour, and then you just leave them in jars in your freezer. You don't really have to do much. And in Koji Alchemy, they also recommend that you just insert some of these silica gel sachets so that any moisture, because you don't want it to come in contact with moisture. You insert that so it absorbs any moisture, and then it just stays like a powder, which then you sprinkle onto your par-cooked rice or whatever. How do you maintain the koji while it's incubating? You don't actually have to do much. Like once you put it in, it does its own thing. All you need to do is maintain the temperature and the humidity. Once you do that, in about 24 hours, then because you have thermometers that are inserted in, you're just checking on the readings that it is that window of about 27 to 32. More than that, then for home fermentation, it actually doesn't matter, but you don't want it to go over like 35, 36 degrees because then the enzymes will start denaturing. So the trick is to just keep it in that window, and if your thermometer beeps, if you're using one that does, otherwise it's a little bit more of a to keep going in every few hours to go in and check. But IKEA has a good thermometer that I like to use, and it's got a wire, it goes in and then it also beeps when it goes up above a certain temperature. So it's handy and it tells you what the temperature is. And then in the next 24 hours, the second cycle generates its own heat. So again, when that happens, to make sure that it doesn't go above that temperature, so it does whatever it needs to. And if that means that you need to put in some ice packs or whatever, you remove the heating element or turn it off and then add in some ice packs or something that cools everything down, and then again just to keep it within that temperature window. And then once it's ready, you can freeze it if you have space. If you don't, then you can dehydrate it, and then that keeps, you can store that in the fridge. It would keep at room temperature, but if there's like a lot of humidity, there's a lot of moisture in the air, it's better to just stick it in the fridge, and that way it stays. Yeah.
Okay.